'cause here they are to push it. Ladies and gentlemen, Salt-n-Pepa!
I'm your host, Willie Nix. I'm here with a good friend of mine, the legendary and beautiful DJ Spinderella. For the younger audience out there who might not know, as much about her and the things that she's accomplished, I'll go ahead and throw a few things out there. She was part of the first group or female rap act period to go platinum. In 1993, first to go multi-platinum, selling 7 million records worldwide, 5 million in the U.S. In 95, became the first female rap act, either individual or group, to win a Grammy, and all 5 records were certified gold. Hands down, she's, one of the greatest DJs ever, and of course, the best female DJ ever. So the first question to you is,
thank you.
What made you want to DJ?
Well, I have to say, when I was growing up, I grew up around music. It was just my atmosphere. My dad had an enormous record collection, so I was always around the music, and grew up in the projects, and I was around the actual, the beginning stages of hip-hop, Growing up in Brooklyn, I remember they would bring out the turntables. There was this DJ crew that lived in my building that would plug up their turntables. They would call it Together Brothers, and they would plug up their turntables. I'm riding a big wheel, what's going on here, And they would be plugging it up, and then just some good music would be coming out, and you would hear them, emceeing and just going back and forth. So that's how I learned about the DJing, I would see it around. And how I started to DJ was my high school boyfriend was DJing, and one day, I'm at his place after school, and I'm talking to him, and I'm just, on the turntables while I'm talking, and she said this, and she said that, and jigga, jigga, jigga. And he's like, let me hear that again. And that's how it started. And he's, he kind of just showed me the technique and taught me, the back and forth, different, styles and stuff. And I already had the music around me, so it was just like, it was a beautiful thing, and it all came together. I never knew that I wanted to be a DJ,
That's
so
incredible.
From that, Salt-n-Pepa, I heard about, they were looking for a female DJ. Someone came up to me and was asking me, did I want to DJ for a girls group? And I was like, okay, I was like 15, 16 years old. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was just having a good time in school.
So you started DJing then when you were 16 years old?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I started DJing when I was 15.
50, wow.
But I got with Salt-n-Pepa around about 16. And, I never even went to my last year in high school because I was on the road with Salt-n-Pepa.
Wow, so what's the origins of the name Spinderella? How did you become Spinderella?
Well, there was the original Spinderella. Before me, there was another Spinderella. If you look on the first album, Salt-n-Pepa's album, Hot, Cool, and Vicious, there was a picture of a girl that was LaToya, and she was the first Spinderella. They apparently didn't work out. Herbie, who was Salt-n-Pepa's creator, manager, producer, basically came up with the name. But I was told that the name, after doing further investigation, the name itself, he said it was a name from a comic book or something. And then this was hearing just different stories of where the name came from. I know I heard there was another Spinderella in the 70s.
Wow.
She never really blew up or anything.
So the origins kind of go back a little bit further than you.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
so
but I love the name. Hey, I live the name.
So you just came off the Rock the Bells tour, which is one of the most respected tours in hip-hop, and you were back out there with the group. How was that experience, being back out there, with the group?
Because I hadn't been with them in a while. We kind of parted ways back 2010. It was interesting. We had a little rough go of it. We were going, I don't know if anybody ever saw the Salt-n-Pepa show, but it was interesting to get back with them. But when we're on the stage, Salt-n-Pepa, we're like magic. You know, drop all the issues and everything kind of melt away when we hit the stage. So the crowd loved it, and we all had a good time doing it.
Well, it's a business, so you guys got to get back out there and rock the crowd and, you know, show love for the fans. So.
Yeah, they want to see it. They don't care about what was going on internally. They like, you know, we love the songs, you know.
So
we wanted to give it to them.
So you've been all across the globe, you know, all across the country, you know, with the group traveling and touring, you know, starting at the age of 16. So you've been a lot of places. What's your favorite city or country that you've been to?
I have many. My favorite of them all would have to be Australia.
Australia?
Yeah, I'd have to say.
So I need to go there.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, they have the tropical, like the Gold Coast, which is kind of like a Miami. And, you know, Melbourne is kind of like a New York type of place. Brisbane, and I mean, it's just, I love it. They received Salt-n-Pepa well. So when I started to tour Australia alone, you know, doing my DJ stuff or whatever, just a great response. And I just actually love the country itself and the people, you know. It's a lot more freer, and this is a beautiful place. Sydney is probably my best of them all.
So you love Australia?
Yeah.
So if you could be anywhere else in the world, you'd probably be in Australia.
Well, if I ever had to go anywhere else, if I ever had to leave, I'd probably wind up in Australia, yeah.
Okay. Well, is it any new projects that you're working on?
New projects. I mean, I have a bunch of things going on. I don't want to put too much out there, but good things
are coming.
You know, God is good. One of the
all the time.
Yeah, all the time. God is good. One of the main things I'm doing right now, besides DJing events and parties, I mean, I do the Super Bowls and this and that. I'm on this Shaq's All-Star Comedy Jam.
I actually came to see you during the tour.
Yeah. Did you enjoy?
I loved it.
What city was that?
Dallas, and I was supposed to come out to Orlando, but I missed the show. I missed my flight, so.
Oh, it's all good. They've been showing it on TV too. This round, I mean, some great comedians. We have Capone on there, of course. We got Capone on there. We got Gary Owen. You know, Tony T. Roberts. It's just a great set of comedians. And imagine being on a tour with comedians. Yeah. You know, everything you're going through that's not good, you know, they kind of lift my spirits up. So it's a lot of fun. And we've been touring just nationally.
That sounds like a good project to be on.
And what else? You know, I'm doing a lot of community stuff. One thing I'm a part of is the American Diabetes Association. I'm a spokesperson for that. I lost my mom last year.
Sorry to hear that.
And she was, you know, had complications from diabetes. And I just remember the feeling of, though I'm not diabetic, feeling helpless. You know, she would, you know, get weak sometimes and just couldn't get her, you know, put your finger on how to deal with that sugar level, that glucose level. So I did a lot of research and basically said I would, you know, just put my time and my celebrity into a cause, because a lot of people are, you know, not sure where to go. And the ADA, or the American Diabetes Association, has a lot of life-saving information on their website.
Yes,
yeah, so people don't know.
I was going to ask you about that. My father is actually affected by diabetes as well, and I seen a link on your Twitter page. What's your Twitter?
At Spindeezy.
Yeah, I've seen a link on your Twitter page, you know, about the, you know, American Diabetes Association. What advice do you have for people out there that may be diabetic, that may be dealing with diabetes?
Well, for the most part, when you're diagnosed with diabetes, of course, you know, it's not the end of the world, and you should know that there are a lot more resources available to you now. So, but if you don't know that, you know, it could be the difference between saving your life and not, you know. Things like how to eat, you know, keeping your sugar levels balanced, you know, all kinds of information on the site. The site itself is called diabetes.org. And I would recommend going there. Any kind of questions. Most people are in denial, you know, when they are diagnosed with diabetes, but it's best to get checked. And also, if you're, my role is really being proactive. If you're not diabetic, you know, changing your habits, your eating habits, your lifestyle to a more healthier one, so you can avoid that, especially when it runs in your family.
Have you decided to change your habits due to the situation?
Yeah. Well, I see you sometimes, and I'm like, you're like, where you going? I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
Always, because it's back then I was like, I'm on the road, so I gotta get something fast to eat, and that's really dangerous if you're not paying attention. It's going to catch up with you. So I just believe, things like juicing changes the whole scope, and just really paying attention. To what you're eating, your habits, you're working out more, and keeping your body active and moving.
Well, you're beautiful for your age, so we can all tell that you work out, and you've kept great shape over the years. With so many advancements in technology, it's so easy for people to call themselves a DJ nowadays. What do you feel about the current art of DJing? Has it really changed in a negative or positive aspect since you started DJing? Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing at all. I mean, with time, technology, things have changed, and you have to go with the times and the changes. As a DJ, you should be able to work on all levels. You should be able to work, the origins is where I came from, the beginning stages. But I believe in the technology and that as well, the foundation. So being able to do all of that makes me stand out.
Okay.
And in order for a DJ to survive, you really have to be able to hone in on different styles and levels of it. But I recommend to DJs and aspiring DJs and those who are, even veterans, touch it all, to be honest, and really respect the foundation for the most part.
Absolutely.
I have so much passion for what I do, and I noticed that the DJ community is like saturated, and everyone is a DJ now.
Absolutely.
That's the thing, and
so technology made it easy for everybody to call themselves a DJ.
Like everyone can DJ with an iPod. Just plug it up and you can do a club. You know what I'm saying? So, but a DJ to me is someone who can keep the party rocking, as well as selection, as well as be able to blend that and make it. I was told my set is almost like an orgasm. That's what I was told. It's such a great compliment. But it is. It's kind of like, it's a ride. And I feel like, be able to take as a DJ, you should be able to take your listeners and your, those at your party, whatever it is, on a ride. So.
Well, I like to have an orgasm or orgasm from Spinderella any day of the week.
They said orgasm, but yeah. Watch it.
So, a lot of the gigs that you get are typically, parties where it's going to be older school music played and things of that nature. What new music or new artists are you listening to nowadays, though?
Well, it's not just old school parties that I do. I try to do a lot of different ones, and the ones that are challenging. When you get calls for like a bat mitzvah, like what the heck am I going to play? Or ballet, playing for like DJing for a ballet, that is what do I play for that, But music is universal, so it's kind of like you got to just be able to do the whole gamut, and I have thousands of songs. Plus, I love to play vinyl. I love to play 45s as well, touching that a little bit. I would say newer artists today. I love the Rick Rosses. I love Big Crit. I love Jeezy. Meek Mills. I love. I have a respect for the old and the new that are really making it happen. But I love the old school. I have to say.
So you've withstand the test of time. You've been DJing for 3 decades now. Like, what advice could you give, an aspiring artist or aspiring DJ? How did you withstand the test of time? You're still relevant in 2012.
Thank you. I don't know. DJing is not just DJing. It's a art to it. There's an image at stake. When you treat your what you're doing that's out in front of everybody like a brand. It's like a brand that's been created here starting from, being with Salt-n-Pepa. I was a part of something, but once I broke off from that, I realized that, people actually know who I am. Let me take advantage of that. So creating your whatever it is that you do as if it's a brand.
Absolutely.
And you want to be recognizable. And I believe in, you know, taking care of not just the art of it, but the image, you know. To be able to brand yourself, you have to be able to.
Well, you have a really great image. So for all the people out there can see it on camera, this is the beautiful DJ Spinderella.
I'm like, that's the key to longevity to me. You know, being able to brand yourself and be able to switch up with the times, because it's an ever-changing, you know, it's always evolving, the industry itself, and people come and they go. So.
Well, if you stayed around, so that's a beautiful thing. I have to tell a little secret. One of my first CDs ever, my mother bought me a boombox. I think it was Christmas in 1993. She gave me 3 CDs, and one of those CDs was Very Necessary.
Ah,
so
nice. Did you enjoy that?
I did, and one of my favorite songs in there was What a Man. So the question is to you, what do you define as a mighty good man?
That's funny. God-fearing and full of swag. You know, just, I mean, I know what y'all mean by swag when you say swag, whatever. But yeah, swag is a very, you know, I don't even like the word. I don't like to use the word. It's just something about it. You know, our president, he has swag.
I agree.
That's a mighty good man, I have to say. That's a mighty good man.
Shout out to President Barack Obama. Please register to vote. Voting begins on November 6th. Please go out to your polls. Everybody, please register before the deadline. Check the websites in your county and your district so that you can register before the deadline. That's going to be an important thing. 2012 is coming up. We'll have
2013.
Or 2013. I'm sorry, it's coming up, and we need to go out there and rock the vote. So.
Of course.
I won't say which candidate.
And don't complain if you have not voted. Now, there are people that, you know, that you have a choice. You can vote or you don't vote. But when you're sitting there complaining and you don't do nothing and you have the actual right, you know, the opportunity, and you don't do anything and leave it up to someone, I just believe that that's kind of like giving up, you know. And we didn't get that right to vote, you know. Our ancestors did not allow us and did not fight for those rights for us to sit back and just, you know, let it go by the wayside, you know what I mean? So we should use that. Whether you, I don't care what side you're voting on, just get out there and say something and do something about it.
Well, I'm glad that you're an advocate of voting. I know there's been a lot of, you know, a few people in hip hop recently who have not been on that side, but there have been lives and, you know, people died for the right for us to vote. So please go out there and vote, voice your opinion, vote for who you think is the best. We'll go ahead and wrap it up with Spinderella. Is there anything that we could look for in 2013 or any last
I'm doing
remarks?
I would just say follow me on Facebook. I'm Spinderella on Facebook, DJ Spinderella on Facebook, as well as Twitter. I'm at Spindeezy on Twitter, and I'm always, you know, broadcasting where I'm going to be next. Working on my site right now. I'll be broadcasting that real soon. The actual page will be coming up, and I have a YouTube channel with all my latest gigs. You'll see me doing what I do live. Some people still, you know, they haven't seen me or don't believe that I could DJ. DJing, as from a female standpoint, I think is the sexiest career move a woman could have, and that's just me. This is my opinion. But if you want to see me DJ, you can look me up. I have my own YouTube. I think it's DJ Spinderella. But what I do is I document like all my gigs and just put them on my channel, which will also be connected to my website. But I would say follow me on Twitter at Spindeezy to know where I'll be tomorrow or if I'm going to be in your city.
Well, now that you mentioned that, you know, DJing as a woman is one of the sexiest things. You do have a daughter.
Yes.
Now, was it a dream when you had her, was it your dream for her to grow up and kind of follow in your footsteps, or did you kind of want her to choose a different occupation, being in the industry, kind of knowing the ups and downs, the pitfalls?
You know, it's a natural thing to have. You want to have your seed, you know, following your footsteps, especially if you like I've had a prosperous, I'd say, career. I would like to have that torch carried. I didn't push my daughter, but that's something. She loves music too. She actually teaches me about like a lot of the music that's out from her generation. So I'm like, oh, word, you know, we got a lot to give each other from her generation and mine. So we kind of, but yeah, like, and she's DJing. I did a Sweet 16 for her. For those who, I don't know if they've ever seen it, but I actually was teaching her how to DJ. So she's DJing. She's in college now, but she DJs on a campus. And hopefully she'll be out there doing it more when she graduates.
If anybody hasn't seen the Sweet 16, it is on MTV. You could probably YouTube it.
Yeah,
she
I'm
bought
sure
her a new Volkswagen
like
too.
Years ago.
Pretty sure she was
That was
happy
a
about
while
that.
ago. My daughter's like 20 years old right now, so that was
a few years back.
Yeah.
Well, it was good spending time with you. If you have any further questions for Spinderella, again, her information on Facebook is
DJ Spinderella, and on Twitter is @SpinDeezy.
We appreciate the time. Shout outs to our sponsors for tonight, OTV, Getting In Media, and New Trendz Magazine. Any last remarks?
Peace. That's it. Thanks, Will.
No problem.